Do you find it hard to choose? Are you facing dilemmas and they just block you? You just get frozen, you get stuck, you develop FOMO? If so, you are missing a simple question that can help you grow, and today I'm going to help you find that question. Hi, my name is Dr. Assael Romanelli, and this is The Potential State, and today we're going to talk about under every dilemma, there's a simple question. So first, let's clarify the difference between ambivalence, dilemma, and conflict. Ambivalence is when I'm feeling lots of different feelings toward the same thing. I don't have to choose. Toward a piece of cake, I can want it, I can be, I can say why, I can be tormented, I can feel a lot of different feelings. I don't have to choose between them. A dilemma is when I have to choose either this or that. I have to turn either right or left. I can't do both turns at the same time. And conflict would it's this against this, two opposing ideas, whether it's an internal conflict or external conflict. So today we're focusing on dilemma, and life is full of dilemmas. Every relationship will reach a T-junction where you have to decide this or this. At every single moment, there's always a dilemma what to do. And dilemmas are actually gifts that help us grow. Why? Because when we make a decision, we're practicing our agency, we're hopefully developing a sense of self. The whole concept of FOMO, or fear of missing out, or avoiding dilemmas, is our fear of growing, our fear of commitment, our fear of just making a choice and finally evolving to the next evolution. So, if we're assuming that there are no mistakes, so I want to talk about the two sides of the dilemma. Okay, since there are no mistakes, it doesn't matter what we're going to choose. That's to refer to the episode of There Are No Mistakes. So on every side of a dilemma, there's three levels. There's the cognitive level of what to do. Okay, what's the decision? Let's take the example of a person who wants to quit their job and become self-employed. So it's either staying in their job or becoming self-employed. So the cognitive level is what's the actual decision. So this is staying in the same place. And this is becoming self-employed. Okay. What we usually don't think about is the lower two levels. The next level down is the feelings level, right? So what's the feeling of staying in that same place? What's the sense of security and safety, maybe a little bit of boredom? And what's the feeling of being self-employed? Well, that's excitement and also fear. And the third level is the archetypal level, or the positive intention of each option. Refer back to the three layers of a story. So each option has a positive intention, as something that it serves me. So staying in my steady day job gives me security and safety, and that gives me a sense of continuity. The positive intention of self-employed is self-actualization. Okay, so oftentimes we first need to find out what's the positive intention? What is the core archetypal dilemma that I'm facing? Why would I want to do that? Because that will help me clarify beyond all the details. It's going to warm me up to the following question. So this I learned in London when I was doing my first neurolinguistic program training with a teacher named Ariel Essex. And I had a big dilemma whether I was going to stay in London for another year or go back to Israel. And she said, if you have a dilemma, write it down. And I wrote it down on a piece of paper. And then I stood on the paper and I started talking. And then she's like, no. That dilemma, and then she told me this sentence: under every dilemma, there's a yes or no question. I'll say this again. Under every dilemma, there's a yes or no question. So I took a new page. I wrote the yes or no question that came up, which was actually kind of clear, which was, am I willing to grow up? I put the piece of paper, I stood on it, and then I knew the answer. The answer was actually yes. And since then, as a therapist and as a teacher and as an artist, I've been using dilemmas to try to find what is the simple, not easy, the simple question underneath each one, which is a yes or no question. And I'll give a quick example from the clinic. A while back, I was working with a woman, a divorced woman in her late 50s, who was dating, and she wasn't really happy, and she finally met someone she liked, and she started dating, and then she was at this dilemma: should I call him? Shouldn't I call him? Yes, no, yes, no. And then we did this exercise, and we kind of went deeper to see what's the question, what's the yes or no question underneath her dilemma. And she thought about it a little bit. She let it land in her body, and then she said, am I willing to risk for love? And the second she came to that question, she knew the answer. Her answer in this case was yes. It could have been no, but it was yes. So how do you do this? So first of all, when you are facing a dilemma, whether it's small or big, pause and be mindful for a second. And then do this exercise of kind of going down on the layers of each one of the sides of the dilemma. the cognitive, the actual decision, the feelings around it, and what's the positive intention. Try to kind of clarify to the archetypal dilemma. And once you have that, take a piece of paper and just start writing down a series of yes or no questions that might be underneath that dilemma. Again, the prompt is, what's a question that the answer is either yes or no? Very, very clear. Write several of them down. If you need to access your body, write them on pieces of paper, stand on top of them, see what feeling comes up, or you can just do this in your mind's eye. Once you have that, you find the question, let it land, focus on your body. The answer usually will come up. Once it comes up, sit with it a little bit. If it's still congruent, go for it. And there's a saying, do it trembling, but do it. So you'll never be 100% sure, and you'll probably also feel a little bit of FOMO. But if you go for the yes or no question, what is going to happen is you're going to slowly realize the dilemma is just a superficial expression of that deeper question. Forgive yourself when you get stuck. Forgive yourself when you run away from the dilemmas or when you have FOMO. That's just part of the process. But remember that life is what happens while you're in FOMO or regretting past decisions. So look for the yes or no question under every dilemma. My name is Dr. Assael Romanelli, and this was The Potential State. I'll see you next time.